What's up, guys? Welcome back to the show. Guys, time at the Brides. I hope you guys are having a good Thursday. It's raining out here, so I'm trying to stay dry, but I hope you guys are having a good Thursday. One more day till Friday, so obviously a lot of you are looking forward to the weekend, myself included, but yeah, it's a good one. So yeah, as you can see, I'm wearing my Derrick Henry jersey because we got to talk about these running backs, man. You know, Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs. Couldn't come to an agreement with their teams, the Giants and the Raiders, on long-term deals. So it looks like they're going to play for the franchise tag, making just a little over $10 million this year, but they're holding out all through training camp, it seems like. So very unfortunate because they're two of the top running backs in the game, especially Josh Jacobs. Last season, he led the NFL in rushing, so it's sad to see these situations take place. But Tony Pollard, he was in the same boat, but he signed his franchise tag, so he's going to play for just above $10 million this year with the Cowboys. But yeah, crazy. And then, you know, we got some free agent running backs. We got Kareem Hunt still out there available, Dalvin Cook's available, and Ezekiel Elliott still available. All former top running backs in the league. Seems like the show has passed them by, and we're seeing the emergence of some of these other running backs in the league. Jamal Williams, Austin Eckler, Isaiah Pacheco. I mean, you know, just to name a few, taking the spotlight away from those guys. So crazy, you know, NFL running backs. Is the running back, you know, it begs me to ask this question: is the running back position being undervalued nowadays? You know, can we win games without a star running back? I don't think so, in my opinion. You need that star running back to play most of the games, set the tone early, and be obviously a dynamic threat. I mean, we've seen it nowadays, especially in all kinds of football, not just the pros, not just in college. Running backs just don't run the ball anymore. You know, they go out for passes. They're another receiver for the quarterback to throw to. We've seen that a lot with DeAndre Swift when he was here for a couple years in Detroit. He was a receiving threat, but obviously, you know, couldn't stay healthy. But yeah, you see a lot of these guys. Jamal Charles, way back in the day, he was a receiving threat. LaDainian Tomlinson, another great running back, one of the greatest of all time. He was a receiving threat way back in the early to mid 2000s. So you're seeing the game change a little bit. So I don't think the running back position's being undervalued. I don't know, maybe just I think the money needs to go to your quarterback. Obviously, he's the franchise player, and it's the most important position. You need a quarterback to lead your team to victories. I don't know. That's my opinion. You still need a running back, but it's just very unfortunate that we're seeing two top running backs sitting out for training camp. So yeah, let's dive right into it. And as I mentioned before, I got my Derrick Henry jersey. Beast, obviously one of the best running backs in the league so far. Or in the league past couple of years. He's an absolute monster, and I got this jersey from Chris out in Big House Jerseys in New Haven. So if you ever want to get a jersey, get it from him, reasonably priced, not too far away, especially if you're living in Michigan, but obviously everywhere else it's going to be quite a drive. He does do shipping, so keep that in mind. But yeah, look him up on Facebook, Big House Jerseys. This is where I got the Derrick Henry jersey. I really like it. But yeah, I figured for our episode for Guys Time the Brides today, let's wear it because we got to talk about these running backs. So yeah, as I mentioned before, Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs sitting out. Obviously, he couldn't come into terms with a long-term deal with their respected teams, the Giants and the Raiders. So as a result, you know, I mean, they're not going to get penalized now. Because they didn't sign their franchise tags. But, you know, once the regular season starts, according to this article on SI.com, SportsIllustrated.com, they could lose up to $561,000 per game. So that's very unfortunate. So, yeah, they can say without penalty because they didn't sign their franchise tags, obviously. But, you know, it was going to say it's crazy. You know, it's crazy. It's just a very unfortunate situation. So, you know, what's going to happen? Are they going to trade the players? Is Saquon Barkley going to get traded? Is Josh Jacobs going to get traded? What's going on? You know, it's crazy. Crazy stuff going on in the NFL. So, yeah, as I mentioned, Tony Pollard signed his franchise tag, so he's going to play for just above $10 million this year. And then, yeah, as I mentioned before, yeah, it's only a one-year deal with these franchise tags. I'm sure all of you football fanatics know how that goes down. But yeah, it's crazy. It's just unfortunate, but it is what it is. So yeah, so these guys are due. Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs, just reading this article from SI.com. They're due $10.091 million, still just above $10 million, just as I mentioned before. Just 1 year deal though, so you got that. You got to take that into consideration. And then they will lose $561,000 for every game week they stay away. So while being unsigned allows each of those guys to sit out without penalty through July and August, so they're good throughout training camp and preseason. There's good reason to believe that once come Labor Day, before the start of the regular season, they might be there. Well, yeah, that's a lot of money that you lose just because you want to make top dollar. And I think the Giants offered Saquon Barkley some big money earlier on in the offseason, and he turned it down. So he's probably kicking himself in the ass for that. And then the Raiders didn't pick up Josh Jacobs' fifth-year option. We've heard about that for a few months now. So I don't know, man. Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing last year. I don't know. I think he paid the man. Obviously, he has a history of injuries, which we'll get to in a little bit. But yeah, I want to talk about Saquon Barkley. I mean, this guy at Penn State, he was awesome. He was great. Great running back, fast, explosive, another receiving threat. Like I mentioned before, running back position, it's kind of a receiver now, and he was that guy. He got drafted by the Giants back in 2018, I do believe. And yeah, he's injury prone, so I get why the Giants really don't want to maybe sign him long term. But I mean, he tore his ACL a few years ago, so that's scary. Obviously, that's the most important part of the running back position is your knee. Without your knee, and you're not really going to be successful. You're really not going to go anywhere. You can't play. So with that in mind, obviously, the Giants felt probably because of that torn ACL and his injury history throughout the NFL, they probably didn't want to sign him long term. But yeah, let's go right into his injury history. So obviously, he tore his ACL. I think it was back in 2020 or just after the 2019 season, something like that. So yeah, he's had ankle injuries, he has neck injuries, he's had knee injuries, obviously the torn ACL. So very unfortunate because he is a great running back, in my opinion. He really is. He had over 1,300 yards last year, 10 touchdowns. So yeah, he really did pretty good. Obviously coming back from torn ACL, but yeah, I couldn't agree on a long-term deal with the Giants. So what now for Saquon Barkley? What do you think is going to happen? Is he going to get traded? I don't know. Is he going to get what he wants? We'll see. But yeah, very unfortunate. But yeah, these running backs, like I mentioned earlier, is the running back position being undervalued nowadays. It's not as important as the quarterback or wide receiver or offensive lineman or defensive lineman. I don't know. I think you need a running back, to set the tone, to get you those yards, set you up for a good field position, and make plays, obviously as a receiver. And Saquon Barkley has done that, ever since he came to the league. So we'll see what happens with Mr. Saquon Barkley from the New York Giants. But yeah, looking very interesting. Not too good right now. So all you Giants fans probably shitting your pants right now. So you got that going on. Now we got to talk about Josh Jacobs. So Josh Jacobs, Las Vegas Raiders running back, been a beast ever since he came into the league out of Alabama. Led the league in rushing last year, and they didn't pick up his fifth-year option. And he is another running back who has had history of injuries, some bad injuries too, hip injuries, quad injuries, calf injuries, ribs, ankle. So yeah, a couple of hip injuries, knee. So yeah, he's definitely been injury prone, just like Saquon Barkley. So you wonder why these teams don't sign running backs to long-term deals. I mean, they take the most punishment. I mean, they're getting hit every play, whether they're carrying the ball, blocking, it don't matter. Going out for a pass, I mean, every single play they're getting hit. Same with linemen, offensive and defensive linemen, they're getting hit every play. I get that, but running backs, I mean, they're running full speed and then boom, they're getting hit at full speed. You know what I'm saying? And guys are going after them, hitting them low, and hitting them about pie. I mean, they're just getting banged up. So I get it. I understand why some of these organizations, some of these teams don't want to pay the running backs, because they take a beating. They take an ass beating. It's not fun being a running back. I mean, if that's what you like to do, that's fine. I played receiver and tight end back in middle school and high school, so I like catching the ball and scoring touchdowns. So, but yeah, in the running back position, I think it's overlooked. I really think it does. Obviously you got great running backs nowadays. You got the Isaiah Pacheco's, like I mentioned before. You have the Austin Eckler's. You got the Derrick Henrys, as I'm wearing his jersey right now. Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley. The list goes on. Hopefully Jahmyr Gibbs pans out this season, but we'll see. You got the Aaron Jones from Green Bay. So a lot of great running backs out there. But yeah, I don't know. Another situation where the Vegas Raiders thought, maybe, it'd be a gamble. Too much of a risk signing him to a long-term deal, making all that money. But yeah, Josh Jacobs, along with Saquon Barkley, 2 top running backs in the league, sitting out, it seems like, for might be the rest of the training camp and all throughout preseason. But yeah, if they sit out, they're going to lose $561,000 per game that they miss. So, I mean, if I was making $10 million in 1 year, I'd be happy. I mean, that's just me. I get it. I'm not a football player, but just a regular dude. But, these guys are looking out for themselves, trying to determine their true value to the team and obviously at their position. So, but yeah, very unfortunate. We'll see what happens. Obviously, this is not the end of this little situation between these two running backs. We'll probably hear more within the next couple weeks. I don't know. Maybe one of them will get traded. Maybe not. Maybe one of them will get a long-term deal. Both might get a long-term deal. Who knows? It is the NFL. Anything can happen. So, but yeah, Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley sitting out for the training camp and looks like preseason until they get paid what they're worth. How do you guys feel about that? Are they being crybabies, or do they have legitimate reasons to sit out? I don't know. $10 million in 1 year. I'll take it. That's just me, though. So, yeah, going over here now, we got ProFootballReference.com. Just looking at the stats here, we got rushing leader Josh Jacobs, obviously. He had 1,653 rushing yards last season, so led the league in rushing. He had double-digit touchdowns, so obviously, I mean, is he worth is he worth all that money? Not just the $10 million for the franchise tag, but more. Is he worth more than $10 million? Based off the stats from last season. I don't know. I mean, obviously I've had him a few times in my fantasy football league. He did pretty good a couple weeks. He saved my ass a couple weeks, so I appreciate him for that. He's a fun football player to watch. I don't know. Very interesting situation, though, for Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs. We'll have to see what happens. So, yeah, you got that going on. Now we got to hop over to college football, and it's right around the corner, guys. I can't wait. Michigan, go blue. Hopefully they take care of business this year and go from there. So we got to go talk about Tennessee football. Obviously, big violations hitting them last week, and even last year we were talking about this whole situation with the Tennessee football program. So, yeah, as a result, they didn't get banned. They didn't get the postseason ban, but they had to pay $8 million in fines, and then now they had to vacate wins from 2019-20 season. So I think they had 11 total between the two seasons. So now they got to vacate all 11 as a result of these violations from the Tennessee football program. And it was under Coach Jeremy Pruitt, former coach. Yeah, asshole, really. But yeah, multiple violations. So yeah, his record now, as a result of giving up those 11 wins, is 5-19. So very bad, especially for Tennessee football. Rich tradition, obviously, been around for a very long time. Rivalry games with Alabama and Georgia and Florida. Definitely been around for a very long time. So the vacated wins are part of the penalties from the NCAA from a report that outlined more than 200 violations during Pruitt's 3-year tenure in Knoxville. So this is according to USAtoday.com. So 200 violations, that's crazy. And then, as I mentioned before, they had to pay an $8 million fine. And then, see what else they got here. Tennessee committed 18 level 1 violations, which is the most severe violations you can commit, level 1. So 18 of them. So yeah, they were doing some shady shit over there, down there in Knoxville. I mean, crazy, dude. And then some, some of these violations, some of these situations included recruiting infractions and direct payments to athletes and parents of the athletes and their families as well, up to $60,000 total. So, I mean, they were just paying these people to come play football. It sounds like play for Tennessee. But yeah, handing down $8 million fine. They don't get the postseason ban. I think they lost like 20 plus scholarships as a result as well. We'll see here and go to the Bleacher Report. But yeah, I think they lost a bunch of scholarships as a result. So yeah, they avoid a bowl ban. Now this is according to Bleacher Report. Now we got avoids a bowl ban, fine $8 million, and then committing 18 level 1 violations, which is very severe. And it was under Jeremy Pruitt, former head coach of Tennessee. So yeah, they were basically paying these people to come play football, it sounds like. So yeah, they're placed on I think that's the part I was missing. I knew there was something else to this. So yeah, they were placed on probation for 5 years, and then they lost a total of 28 scholarships during the 5-year probation situation there. So 18 level 1 violations, which is crazy. Very, very, very serious violations there. Let's see what else is coming up here. But yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, they were just paying. It seemed like they were paying players, to come play for their team, and then they were paying families of these players as well. So yeah, how you guys feel about that? I mean, obviously this ain't the first time we've heard a major university get in trouble. It seems like football is always the one, front and center, obviously making the most money. Obviously front and center every single Saturday, millions of dollars coming in, lots of TV deals going on. But yeah, I mean, we've heard this, in years past. I mean, the worst situation, the worst college sports scandal, I guess you can say. I mean, Larry Nassar and MSU and USA Gymnastics, that's up there for sure. But the worst one was definitely Penn State. I mean, Jerry Sandusky, I'm surprised he ain't dead. Guy's in prison taking care of his ass for what he did. But yeah, that was the worst one in my opinion. I remember when that happened. I was a freshman in high school, and that just exploded. I mean, it wasn't even on ESPN. It was on the NBC, ABC, nightly news. It was such a big story. And then a couple months later, Joe Paterno passes away. It was a shit show. It really was. But yeah, it definitely changed that program, and definitely changed people's minds about what the hell was going on. Joe Paterno was supposed to be this great, coach and role model, and then, did he know what was going on? I don't know. I don't want to point the finger at anybody, but yeah, it was a horrible situation. And yeah, now present day 2023, it just doesn't stop. All these universities, just who's going to get caught? How long can we get away with it until someone blows the whistle, or someone gets caught, or someone writes a story and it's all over the internet, it's all over TV. So yeah, Tennessee, I know Crazy Chris probably wasn't a big fan of hearing this, but how you guys feel about it? I mean, like I said, we hear this everywhere, not just in college football, but it seems like college football gets a lot of violations or scandals. In these situations, they get a lot of scandals put on them. We hear about it because obviously it's college football, moneymaker. But yeah, we've heard in college basketball, obviously gymnastics with the whole Larry Nassar situation. But yeah, how you guys feel about the Tennessee situation? Crazy, right? But now we got to go to Northwestern. Obviously, Northwestern football just fired Pat Fitzgerald a couple weeks ago because of the whole hazing situation. He knew about it, didn't stop it, so I was like, okay, we're going to suspend you for 2 weeks without pay. Oh, no, people are still crying? Okay, yeah, you're fired. I mean, dude, I just don't get it. You would think by now, especially with social media and how we receive information, everyone's got a damn phone, got a damn camera phone everywhere. You would think that maybe a lot of these universities and even organizations just outside sports, these companies everywhere, would just cool their shit and just not do anything stupid that might get them in trouble. No, I mean they just don't give a fuck. They just do whatever they want, and we see it here with Northwestern hazing scandal. Pat Fitzgerald's gone. That program looks like shit anyway. I mean, their football program's a joke, in my opinion. And I mean, really, when's the last time they were good? A few years ago? I don't know. It's been a really long time, but now you miss the face. You're missing the face of that program. I mean, he played there. He's been coaching there ever since I was a kid, and now he's gone. Like, I don't know. But yeah, it just seems like it's crazy, dude. It's just, So this article is from Yahoo Sports. So a former player has filed a lawsuit against the university related to the allegations of hazing inside a Wildcats football program, saying that there was negligence. So obviously not being responsible, stopping it, not stopping it. Pat Fitzgerald knew about it, whatever. But then it also alleges racial discrimination, within the football program. So we got hazing, we got sexual abuse going on, we got racial discrimination. I mean, I don't think this is going to be over too, guys. I think this is just tip of the iceberg. I mean, we're just getting started with Northwestern. But yeah, obviously this has been another story that's been going on for a while now, and it's crazy. Like I said, all these college universities just find ways to get on the news, I guess, especially football programs. Seems like they always get in trouble, it seems like. So, but yeah, Pat Fitzgerald's out. What's going to happen with Northwestern? I don't know. Crazy situation there. But yeah, it was a 2-week suspension for Pat Fitzgerald, as I mentioned before, and then he just got fired a couple days later after that. So he's gone now. So now what? Did he know about the hazing? Did he not? Why didn't no one stop it if they knew? What's going on? Why are we not protecting these kids? It's crazy. It's just craziness. But yeah, that's college sports now, man. Everyone's getting in trouble. And you would think by now they would follow the rules and just do what's right. No. It's the same old shit. Same shit, different year, right? But yeah, that's Northwestern for you. So yeah, we got Northwestern football scandal. We got Tennessee football scandal. You got running backs sitting out in the NFL. And 2 top running backs sitting out because they want more money. Crazy stuff going on in football, college and pros. So how you guys feel about it? Leave a comment. And now leave a comment and tell me how you guys feel, man. Craziness. But yeah, football's right around the corner, guys. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. So we got that going on. But now we got to end today's episode with UFC 291 next Saturday, live from Salt Lake City, Utah. 10 p.m.'s the main card. Order the pay-per-view, drink some drinks, eat some food, and hang out with your friends and family. I'll be at my brother's house. He's throwing a big summer bash there. So I'll be watching the fight at his house. It's going to be awesome. We got 2 bad motherfuckers going at it, man. We really do. For the BMF title. Rightfully so, right? It makes sense. Dustin Poirier, number 2 lightweight, going against the number 3 lightweight, Justin Gaethje. They fought before 5 years ago. Dustin Poirier won that fight, but yeah, his legs look pretty beat up because Justin Gaethje's leg kicks are lethal. I mean, if you've seen his fights, that guy hits like a brick, man. I mean, unbelievable. This fight has Fight of the Year written all over, and I know I mentioned last week that Brandon Moreno and Alexandre Pantoja Fight of the Year so far. I mean, that fight was amazing. Great fight. Great title fight for the UFC Flyweight Championship. But Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje might take that spot. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but it's going to be a good fight. I don't know who I'm going to cheer for. I'm going to cheer for both of them. Screw it. I like both guys. They're entertaining. They're fun. They're aggressive. Non-stop action with these guys. Both great fighters. Whoever wins, we'll see what happens. If maybe they get a lightweight title shot, or they just, become a legend at that point. I mean, they're both legends anyway. Been around for a long time and great fighters. Exciting to watch. But yeah, main event these two guys, Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier. Check it out. I can't wait for that one. And then the co-main event, you got Alex Pereira making his debut at the light heavyweight division, going up against Jan Blachowicz, light heavyweight bout there. So that's going to be a really good fight. Paulo Costa was supposed to be on this fight card, but he pulled out. Now he's going up against Khamzat Chimaev, I think in October in Abu Dhabi. So that'll be an interesting fight. I think Chimaev's going to tear him up. But yeah, obviously two big names, obviously who doesn't like that, right? If it makes money, it makes sense, right? So yeah, you got that going on. Let's see, you got Tony Ferguson and Bobby Green, two veterans going at it. Obviously, Tony Ferguson's on a 5-fight losing streak, so a win here would be great, and I hope he just retires after that. But Bobby Green's a bad dude, man. I mean, he is a bad dude. So that's gonna be very interesting. The odds right now is Tony Ferguson plus 265, and then Bobby Green's minus 345. So looking like Bobby Green is a big favorite there, but I would like to see Tony Ferguson win and then just retire because he needs to. He doesn't look too well, mentally. But yeah, it's just sad. He had a 12-fight winning streak a few years ago in the UFC, and now he's on a 5-fight losing streak, and he's almost 40 years old. So we'll see what happens with that. So you got that going on. You got Michael Chiesa going up against Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland seems like he's fighting every 3 to 4 months. That's why I like him, man. He's just very consistent, very active, and he's a fun fighter. He's fun to watch. So you got that going on. Stephen Thompson is going to be on the prelims for this pay-per-view as well. So big name there. Derek Lewis is another big name. He's going to be on the prelims for this card as well. So yeah, UFC 291, guys, next Saturday, Salt Lake City, Utah, 10 p.m. Order on pay-per-view. Check it out. I'm going to definitely check this out. This might be the best fight card ever. Maybe. I mean, a lot of big names, a lot of stuff going down for this fight card. But yeah, Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier 2 next Saturday, UFC 291. Check it out, guys. It's gonna be awesome. Might play some bets. I don't know. Still kind of salty about losing that parlay bet I had a couple weeks ago for UFC 290. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I can't wait for this one, guys. You have to check it out. It's going to be awesome. UFC 291. Gaethje versus Poirier 2, baby. Can't wait for that one. So yeah, you got that going on, and that's basically it for this episode, guys. So thank you so much for joining me today on this Thursday. Got my Derrick Henry jersey on. We talked a little bit about the running back situation going on. Is that position being undervalued? Let me know in the comments section. And then we had Tennessee football. We got a scandal there, recruiting violations, paying families, direct payments, paying them cash payments for them to come here. You got the Northwestern football scandal, hazing, involving players. Pat Fitzgerald's gone, so you got that going on. And then you got UFC 291 next Saturday. Stacked card, probably the best fight card of the year, of the year, probably the best fight card of all time. We'll see. But yeah, we got all this going on, and then as usual, we got this episode's going to be available later today, so be on the lookout for it on YouTube, and then the audio version, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And then if you guys want a t-shirt, let me know. I know I said last week I was going to post something about the updated inventory. I will do that either later today or sometime this weekend, so be on the lookout for that post on Instagram. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day. All right, peace out, guys. The prize is out. You guys take care and stay safe out there. Peace. The prize is out.